6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I saw a tweet recently that said, if you call me a resource, I'm calling you overhead. Can I see a show of hands from those of you that worked in dysfunctional software cultures and was treated as a resource? Ooh. I'm on a mission to fix dysfunctional software cultures. And what I have found is that the core missing piece is that there's no sense of craftsmanship in the organizations that I visit. There's no spirit, no respect for craftsmanship. For example, a few years ago, I was consulting in a large company, and I was trying to understand why there were missing deadlines, quality was terrible, customers were complaining, and the employees were quitting in droves. I met this one senior developer, and her name was Amy. And I still remember her because she was a brilliant engineer. She was a very compassionate team lead, and the whole team just adored and respected her. But when I met her, she was miserable and exhausted and resigned. And I asked her, Amy, what's up? And she said, Tony, I don't code. I just go from fire to fire, project to project, every hour of every day. I have tried to teach management, and they don't care. I took Amy's story back to the VP of the department, and she looks me right in the eye and said, which resource said all that? Resource. Folks, that word resource points to the problem. Software is a craft. It is a creative process in the most classic sense of the term. Artistic, philosophical, novel, emergent. It's a craft, a trade, bound to the legacy of creative trade since the dawn of civilization. The blank slate of a stonemason is a block of marble. The blank slate of a painter is a canvas. The blank slate of a shoemaker is a hide. The blank slate of a writer is a piece of paper. The blank slate of a software craftsperson is this. It's an editor. Nothing's written. There's no instructions. There's no paint by numbers. This is a creative canvas for creative people. I'm passionate about this topic, and there's a lot of ways to build a culture of craft mastery. One of my absolute favorites is to use craftsmanship as a metaphor. Going back to the story earlier, I went to the leadership team and I challenged them with a metaphor about writing novels. I said, you've got 5 stacked, very late projects and 4 siloed developers. Let's do a thought experiment. Instead of software, let's say you have 5 Harry Potter books and a team of J.K. Rowlings. If you were the publisher, how would you manage that differently? It took them no time to brainstorm how they'd do it. Well, we'd want to get the first book, The Sorcerer's Stone, out as fast as possible so we can start generating interest and maybe start making some money. Okay. Would you tell J.K. Rowling what dialogue to write? Would you tell her what Dumbledore must say to Harry? No. I'd want the writers to dive into the characters, and I'd trust them because, well, writing's not my thing. That one metaphor, comparing software development to writing novels, worked really well, and we did a good job transforming that culture. Metaphor works. Another thing that I coach my team on is to hone a personal sense of craftsmanship. There's this intrinsic appreciation for the beauty of craftsmanship that we all feel when we see it in action. There's this quote by Richard Sennett, and he wrote the Bible on what a sense of craftsmanship feels like. He said, craftsmanship names an enduring, basic human impulse, the desire to do a job well for its own sake. Every day, just take 5 minutes and put aside the Industrial Revolution, put aside the Iron Triangle, and just appreciate the good of the work in your own hands for its own sake. And if you're a manager, put aside the timeline and put aside the budget and ask your people, are you proud of your work today? And if not, how can I help? The generations that follow us are going to be inheriting their technology careers from the work we do today. It is our obligation to pass craftsmanship on to them. Thank you.